and gentlemen, this is the Church Guys Podcast. I'm Brett, I'm the firefighter.
I'm Quentin, I'm the student.
I'm Craig, I'm the pastor.
I'm DJ, and I'm the IT guy.
And we are the Church Guys.
The Church Guys have reached another milestone episode. We're at episode 20. On today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit of college football, a little bit of NFL, Major League Baseball, Conspiracy Corner, biblical topics, and a lot more.
First and foremost, just to kind of get the rivalry started, I was sent a picture that I needed because I was just so tired. I was burnt out. But there was a doll that was sent out. It was a Texas A&M. Well, it says it was a cheerleader, even though it was the yell leader. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. I really needed that. But just to give a shout out to whoever made it, they said it was a cheerleader and its arms foldable so they can do basket tosses and all kinds of cheer stunts. Well, obviously that's not a yell leader at A&M. But, dude, that is the best prank anybody could do. That was pretty funny. I thought that was hilarious. So if anybody wants to donate one of those, I have a spot right here on my table.
If you want to sponsor the show,
please.
we have an opening.
Please.
I'll be more happy to have it. But hey, just to keep talking about UT, since they're joining a SEC, I've seen so much stuff. There was one guy who said the best SEC uniform, and it was posted by a Longhorn. It was the best SEC 2024 uniform, and it was the Longhorn jersey, right? But the moron didn't even try to change the Big 12 emblem on the jersey. But so Tennessee's kind of come out. There's a couple things about Tennessee, but one of them was they are the only orange team in the SEC, even if Texas comes in, and they will still only be the only UT team.
They said the only real UT.
Yeah. Oh,
which you go back to history of just regular history. Tennessee sent people to Texas to defend the Alamo.
Yep.
And they lost the Alamo. Tennessee.
Way to go, Tennessee. You lost the Alamo.
So you lost the Alamo Bowl.
Oh, man. Yeah, go.
But if you go back.
Man.
Break out the
That's
history
rough.
books. But if you go back to the emblem creation here, even though Tennessee was before Texas in terms of university, emblem creation, UT Texas, University of Texas, Longhorns, they created their emblem in 1905, and then Tennessee didn't create their UT emblem until 1967.
But was it called University of Tennessee?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter about emblems. But that is pretty funny, though.
Oh,
Yeah, that is
that's
funny.
It's funny.
That's good.
I love it.
We're
We're going to have a rivalry with every team
that's
coming
the thing.
in.
They're just trying to
know.
make another
I
rivalry.
love it, though.
There's always that stuff with Oklahoma State and their color orange and their Halloween orange, and they're going,
Yeah.
the right color orange or whatever. Nobody wears that.
I don't like Tennessee's orange, but I do like the gray uniforms
Like
they
on
wear.
the
the gray
blind
uniforms
side,
are nice.
on the
Those are
blind
nice.
side, she said that god-awful Tennessee on
Yes.
Halloween orange.
Gaudy
orange.
Gaudy orange. Man, that was a good.
Sandra Bullock.
All right, so since we're on college football,
Gaudy orange.
I found a guy that, like, he always does it, and I always forget to bring it up, but he does his way too early college football rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen dozens of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, they got Georgia winning a national championship, but this guy has them going
I don't
undefeated.
think so. Well, yeah, look at what they're during season play, they will be undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, you look at their schedule. They got a pretty easy schedule.
Oh, yeah,
this
for
year.
sure.
I mean, they got to. What's their biggest game?
Tennessee, I think.
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Is it
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Georgia. Let me pull it up real
Maybe
fast. and I'll
Florida.
Well, let me run
It
through
could
these.
be. Now they could have some surprise losses in there. I mean, some of these
Okay,
teams.
here you
it
go.
is SEC. I mean, they're tough.
Schedule. They got Tennessee, Martin, Ball State. This is the
W.
sleeper right here. I think the third week, South Carolina at Georgia.
South Carolina can bite
They-
you.
last year at the end of the
hedges,
year.
though. It's in between the hedges. I ain't gonna lose.
South Carolina last year. Georgia had a couple scares with Missouri and another game.
Yeah.
that they almost lost.
Oh, yeah.
Early in the season, not late in the season. Early in the season.
It
If you're
could
gonna catch
be.
them, you gotta catch them early.
It
You
could
know what I'm
be.
saying?
But
And they
then
have-
say that they do lose that game though, they have the rest of the season.
Oh yeah.
I think that
for sure.
they could probably coast
The
through
other
okay.
side of the
Other
East
than
is
other than
kinda
Tennessee,
weak.
Yeah.
we don't know what Tennessee's going to show up
No.
because I mean
new quarterback.
They got a new quarterback. And,
Yeah.
No, Milton's better.
He's good,
I don't know. I have no
but
idea.
he's only played 1 year starting.
I think
He's a great
He's
quarterback.
as good as Hooker. Easy.
But we're going to
think so?
see how he can really play throughout the whole season. You know
I remember them playing up Hooker like pretty big, and then it was maybe it was a college game day special or whatever. He did.
Was that when he played
He
Georgia?
didn't do. Yeah,
That's when he
what
played
it was.
that Georgia shut him down.
Oh, he
Georgia
didn't.
has real DBs, man. That's
Yeah.
Well, they
tough.
had.
Oh wait,
NFL
I was looking at
defense.
his last year rankings. That's my bad.
What? Oh, well, I mean, that
2022.
No, yeah, it was 2022,
Yeah,
2023.
Yeah,
So on the correct one, I don't know if I agree with this one.
I think they still have Georgia winning though.
He has Ohio State.
Oh, I
They don't have their quarterback,
What the heck?
CJ
Why did camera lose connection?
C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I
in the
know.
NFL.
That's. I don't know.
The thing is this: they got to get past Michigan again first.
Yeah.
Well, like-
Michigan has everybody returning.
like me and Craig have said, well, I think all of us agree. It really, like, you can throw out as much
Oh,
as
yeah.
you want. There's people that, I mean, they come out with some of the most bozo things. I've seen Kentucky up there. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
mean,
this is his way too early.
yeah.
So let me run through these real quick so we can disagree with all of
Just
them.
give us top 5. Give us top
Ohio State, number 1.
5. Mm-hmm.
Alabama, number 2. Georgia, number 3.
Georgia 3.
LSU, number 4.
I think LSU's going to have a good year.
And the great state of the University of Texas at number 5.
Is that the rankings or is that the finish?
That's the finish.
That's the finish.
That's not the
Yes.
rankings.
Well, I mean,
That's
it's
not
his
preseason.
preliminary ranking.
for the end.
No, this is going like
No, it's
Yeah.
it's how I think it's going to end up for the year. At
Yes.
the
Because
end.
we're not going to
That's-
start in the top. We're going to start at
Right.
like 25.
Oh,
when we
yeah,
start
for
the
sure.
year. We're not going to start at 5.
Yeah.
Well, I think for Texas, and I'm one of those where it's like you got to prove me right before you like in terms of. I don't think we're going to have a good season until I see some results. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But you got 10 out of 11
Wait,
returners
say
on
that again.
offense.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
No, you're
Did
good.
I'm just like,
I'm
the
one
way
of
that you said that,
those
I'm confused. Say it again.
Where I used to be optimistic when I was younger about Texas. So we
Okay.
had Colt McCoy and all them. I was like, we're
So
going to
your
have a good
play's
season.
got to
But
prove
now
you
it's
right.
like,
Okay.
last year I thought we could do probably 10 wins, which we could have, but 8 wins was kind of like the middle of the road. And I was like, I didn't expect more than 9 or 10 wins, really.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where
Understand.
some people were like, we're going to the championship. It was like, well, pump
No.
the brakes here. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
I-
Be realistic.
Whenever
you know?
A&M came out at number 6, I said the same
Yeah.
thing. I said I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah.
And then we had 5 one-score
I
losses.
believe it when I see it.
So
Yeah, you completely said that backwards.
No,
no, I didn't.
he's going to believe it when he
I'm
sees
going to
the.
believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
You didn't say that.
that's what he said. He says he's going to
I'm going to
believe
see
it.
it when
I
I
don't know.
believe it.
Dude, I'm not going to argue that because I very well could have. I am so delirious
You
right
are
now.
tired.
I have no idea. So this is
I
going to be a
thought-
good show.
I thought he said, yeah.
This is going to be
Jay
a good
agrees
show.
with me that he said it backwards.
I
He
thought
said it
he said I
backwards.
believe it when I see
No,
it.
he
No,
said it
he said it
backwards.
backwards.
Maybe you heard
absolutely
what I
said
was
it backwards.
trying to say, and everybody else heard. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Let me
He's
have
got a
another-
Monster.
another sip. I want to say Monster. I'll have my caffeinated
True.
drink.
There you go.
Firewater is what Craig called it earlier, but it's not the bad kind.
I'll see it when I believe it.
We should get a Monster
But talking
sponsorship
about
because I got one too.
That was funny.
Texas real fast, we'll get past this for you, Brett. Sorry. No, 10 out of 11 returners on offense. We are losing Bijan, but the thing about losing Bijan is now no one's going to be king stacking
On
the box
Bijan.
as much. All they did was stack the box.
Oh yeah.
They said throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball. Now they're going to be like, are you going to throw it or run it? We kind of have both options now, finally. And then we have 8 out of 11 or 7 out of 11 returners on
I
defense.
don't know, man. Did y'all not have that last year?
What?
You're
They-
saying not both options. You have both options.
Yeah, I mean,
you
yes
didn't
and
have
no.
somebody.
Now, when Quinn got hurt, it changed
Yeah.
tremendously.
Okay.
And
Yeah, because-
they had freshman moments last year,
Understand.
and they're like,
Because when Quinn got hurt, they relied on the run game a lot.
oh yeah,
And-
Not enough, though, which is stupid.
Well, that's what I was
But-
about to
well-
say. It didn't.
because they
Because-
stacked the box.
Right.
That's why they ran the passing
TCU,
game.
Yeah.
TCU, we should have
Because
ran
they
the ball
stacked the
more. With
box.
Bijan, he only had 12 runs, but they stacked the box so early where they just quit being committed to the run because they
Understand that.
had like
Yeah.
nine guys
Yeah.
in the box.
Yeah. No,
And
they stopped
they're-
it.
But it's like, man, you still got to try to run it with Bijan, but we'll see. I think we can do some damage this year, but it all depends on.
There's going to be some issues now because all the old Big 12 teams are going to try to make statements.
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
hear something?
Oh yeah,
Last year, Texas only had one holding call for an opponent for the season.
for
Dude,
them.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
For the season.
That's impressive. That's on another level. That's like playing against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The other,
It is.
they had one call
Yeah.
against the other team on holding.
Yeah.
Guess how many Oklahoma
11
had
nine
on the other
teams.
team? 0. So us and Oklahoma
What in
totaled
the world?
1 call for them. And
How?
you can
That's-
see the other
Nobody
teams-
holds? Nobody holds?
That's on another level. I mean,
Yeah, it's on
there's a
another
holding
level.
on every single
Oh,
play.
yeah.
Oh,
Like they're on every play. There's holding.
there is.
But
Yeah, it just doesn't get
But
caught.
It's
to
just-
not get called
is
any?
it a
Zero?
flagrant holding?
It's just the Big 12
That's
is
pretty
wanting to
impressive.
You can pretty well see where
Have the
it's
last
going
say.
on.
Well, let's talk about another rule
Did
while
you
we're
hear-
there.
hold
They're
on.
making it illegal for the hook'em horns to not be turned
no.
upside down.
No.
No, they actually.
Did you
They,
read it
Yes.
again?
No. They
You
changed.
didn't.
They're
You
changing
didn't
it.
read it.
They're changing
You
it.
Yes,
It used
it
to
is
be.
a
You didn't.
subjective thing by the
You didn't read
referee
it.
to see if it's taunting or not.
Exactly. Taunting.
What the heck? That's all college
somebody-
football is
No,
taunting.
if somebody does it in their face, that's what it is.
Okay, what's subjective? That is subjective. What is in their face? 2 inches away from their face,
You
or is
tell
it
me
within
what
5
it
yards?
is.
I think it's baloney, is what I think it is.
If
If they
somebody's
get
looking
upset
at
because
them-
somebody puts their horns
No,
down,
if
come
somebody's
on.
looking at them doing that, they're going to call it no matter what it is.
Come
That's what the
on.
point
I don't
is.
care.
No,
But
that's
all I'm saying is, if
ridiculous.
you hold like a gun sign up and then you do that in their face, that should
They're gonna
be.
call it.
No,
That's
because
just
they
like
got
anything.
upset whenever it wasn't even in play.
It's all
They were trying to
taunting.
make that.
They weren't making it.
It
in
was
that. No,
ridiculous.
that's all taunting. You know what the deal is they keep bringing that crap up at the stupid Big 12 because Big 12 doesn't like it.
Well,
It's not Texas that brings it up.
Texas
at all.
don't care.
No, regardless, I think it's ridiculous.
It is
I
ridiculous.
I think you can put the horns down all you want to. It's part of football.
Sure.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Why are people whining about it?
Just don't do it in their
Nobody's
face.
whining about it. Everybody's saying it's just taunting.
No,
That's the
it's
point.
obviously or somebody whining, and that's why they're making
You know
that
who's
taunting.
doing it? You know who's doing it? It's the Big 12.
Gruden.
It's the Big 12.
It's Brett Yormark because he's a
It's the
baby.
Big 12.
He's trying to.
It could be, and I'm not arguing that, but regardless, that is ridiculous.
Him and the SEC commissioner kind of gotten a little back and forth.
Before we do
been
that,
there for
Because
sure.
Did you hear what the Big 12 associate director said?
What's that?
He was on this interview with some guys from Tech, and they're all the, you get all this bravado crap going on, and they go, "Oh, Texas is leaving the Big 12, going to the SEC because they'd rather lose to Vanderbilt and Alabama and Florida instead of losing to Texas Tech and Kansas State." And it's like, okay, so
Really?
you start bringing out the records. and you go,
Really?
okay, let's bring out the records.
we were like 8-2 in
Oh,
our
yeah.
worst 10-year stretch
And
against
so-
Tech.
But that's
I mean,
that's what kind of people are leading the Big 12. That's the associate director of the Big 12 saying that kind of crap on a radio show.
Yeah.
Well, then they said Oklahoma.
Well, they're
had-
going to be
had-
bitter because that was the big money team.
Oh no, they said we don't
Two-
need them. They said we don't need them.
Well,
we're
yeah.
making more money without
Right.
'em.
It's
That-
bitter. They're
Yeah,
saying
they
the
are.
same thing about Oklahoma as they are
Yeah.
Texas because both of them.
Well, they said Oklahoma hesitated about going to SEC or whatever,
They were
and the
the-
SEC commissioner was like, "No, they didn't.
They
It's
were
just
the
we're trying to work
reluctant
it out."
Yeah.
They said they were the reluctant bride to be brought along with them.
Oh, really?
What?
Big
Okay.
12 is so jealous, man. It's sad.
Well, yeah.
Again,
Look
here
at what they're
comes-
losing, and what are they gaining?
But
Yeah.
here comes
Their
the
gain is a
question.
loss.
Nothing.
Here comes the question. And for the betterment of college football, period, who do you want to see play? Texas and Arkansas or Texas and Oklahoma State? You want to
Yeah.
see Texas and Texas
Oh,
A&M
yeah.
or Texas and Iowa State?
No, exactly.
You want to see Texas and Alabama?
Of course, it's
Or do you wanna
perspective
see
because those
Texas and
Iowa guys
Kansas
want
State?
that
No,
because that's the
But the
only time they
national,
might get on
yeah.
TV.
I mean,
but the,
come on.
the national media, the national
You
perspective.
get this every week. You got some teams that you go, Kentucky, they're on the rise. They're not like Kentucky used to be.
yeah.
Right.
Vanderbilt, they're getting better.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they've done
have.
well.
They have.
With
And so-
the best that they can usually get is 3 stars.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have done really well
And
to
so
stay competitive.
It's going to be a different level of fun
Oh yeah,
for the
I think so.
games. And
I
that's what
think so.
people don't understand. It's like, okay, we're leaving, the Big 12 when you got you can't lose a game. If you lose a game, you're not going to be in the championship game.
Oh yeah.
Playoff.
You can lose 2 games and still sneak in to the playoff with 12 teams.
Well, now
in the SEC.
next year,
Right. Yeah.
next year it's expanding to 12 teams.
That's what I'm saying.
in
You
the
can
playoff.
lose 2 games.
You can lose
Make it
maybe
12.
3 if you're an SEC.
I don't know if it's 3,
know.
but for sure 2, like you're saying.
depends.
It could be 3. It just
Yeah, it
depends on how the
depends.
season
It's on
goes.
the year for everybody else.
Yeah, it's good, but that's
It depends on the kind of losses. Who
that's
you
what
lose
A&M
to.
and Missouri was saying whenever they left. And
yeah.
I
So
mean,
you go to a tougher conference, but you get a better chance to get into
Yeah.
college playoff.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
I think A&M's in the toughest part of the SEC.
The West is
But,
definitely
I mean, that's
the
that's
hardest.
It's all
toughest
fixing to
part.
change next year. We're going to
So,
find out what's going to happen.
Yeah, I
next
know.
year.
I
I like the 9-game schedule, by the way.
Yeah.
For them to wimp out and Alabama and Georgia go, we don't want to play 9 games. I'm
Yeah.
going,
You got to play 9
come
games.
on.
Right.
I mean, come on.
right. I don't know.
They shouldn't have a choice because they've been dominating the SEC anyhow.
Stupid.
You know,
Do we know which side Texas is going to fall in? They're going to be
They're
in the
not
east
gonna
or
be
the
a
west.
side.
There's not gonna be-
it's
Oh, they're not.
pods,
it's just gonna be the
Right.
2 best teams are gonna meet in the SEC championship.
Gotcha.
which is
Yeah.
cool, too.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I think
Because
that's
a lot
great.
of time Georgia gets to walk through nobody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
That what exactly what we were just talking about earlier with their schedule. So they
Yeah.
they can. We'll see. It's going to be
It's going
exciting.
to change. It's
And
gonna change
man,
it all
it's
up.
getting sooner and sooner every day.
Which leads to this, okay?
Not the Oklahoma
The
City.
Pac-
No, no.
Boomer sooner.
The Pac-12
Never do that again.
has nobody to cover their television next year.
Oh no way!
Really? They have
They
no.
haven't signed anything.
There's people talking about how USC is going to be like the top dog too. There's
Oh,
a
no,
lot of
that's
Well,
people.
they're
a
Big
That's a
Ten.
Big Ten.
And-
They're at Big Ten now.
Then
Though.
when
Oh,
UCLA went to
that's
Big
right.
Ten, they're all
Yep.
gone.
Yep.
USC, UCLA.
Who
gone.
covered Pac-12 last year? Who was their TV
well,
deal?
it's at like
Too late.
12
I don't know. It
p.m.
starts at midnight.
Well, it's got to be
I don't know.
ESPN, and I think it's just ESPN. Because
they had
ESPN
a
was like,
Pac-12.
Pac-12's boring. We're not going to cover you
well,
anymore.
it's not the main channels. It's not ABC.
They had
It's
a
not Fox
Pac-12
because
network.
it's too
ESPN
late.
de Ocho.
Yeah, probably.
The other sports. Man.
Man, that's crazy though. They don't have a. They don't have a. What's going to happen? How are they going to make money?
I don't know. That's
That's a
Put
good
it on
question.
Twitter
I-
Live.
Yeah.
They'll probably come out with their own little network. That's the only thing that you
They
can do
have
is
it.
stream.
They have the ESPN, but who's going to cover it? Who's going to do it? Who's going to pay them?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. They'll-
That's crazy.
that's
Oh, they do have the Fox Southwest Pac-12 channel,
yeah.
whatever. But
It'll be through
Crazy.
Fox because they got everything. You know, you can. But
Fox.
well, hey, let me bring up the NIL since we're kind of still right here in college football. Is it becoming, or will it become, a LeBron James kind of sport with this? Because you're losing loyalty. You're not. You know what I mean? Like, is it going to become where people are just going to try to stack a team and go, and then that's it? Next year they're not happy, so they're going to go somewhere else.
That's what
because
happened
it didn't work
already.
out.
It's already happening.
Yeah, it's already
Yeah.
happening.
Because if that's the case, man, I'll tell you, like, I'm not real thrilled about that.
Oh no, you're
There's-
losing the tradition.
You're a lot of it. You're losing what college football has about it that is so different than the NFL.
I knew
For sure.
exactly what was going to happen when it
Right.
happened.
Oh no,
because
we talked
when
about
you're not
it.
paying a
we talked about it
stipend,
first right
you're
here on
not
Church Guys
paying-
Podcast.
did.
if you're not paying a stipend across the board
Yeah.
to everybody, which they should get. But then you think, okay, well, they're making a mainstream. Okay, sure they are. I understand that. But they're also getting a tier 1, top tier
Top tier.
Education.
Top tier.
top tier education
Top tier.
for free at a university they have an opportunity to take advantage of.
Yep.
And they're getting exposure to go to the league to take advantage of.
And
Exactly.
you get free food.
And free everything.
Free-
not just
Oh,
free
that's-
everything.
It's free everything.
And so I'm going, okay, you are getting paid. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
No, they do know it. They just don't want to admit it. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that's usually been under the table stuff.
Oh, no, I'm
you know,
talking
for
about that.
years,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
but
not even
now
talking
it's
about that.
legal.
I'm not even talking about that.
but-
I'm just talking about the legit stuff that they get.
Oh yeah, the scholarship stuff that covers
Mhm.
everything. But I'm talking about that plus.
Sure.
There's always been plus.
Oh, they're always
Yeah.
has
And now that's like
jobs in the summertime,
that's
sitting
why
around
I'm
doing
saying-
nothing at the dealerships.
they're finally coming out with the new NCAA video game.
Oh,
Yeah.
And there's still some issues.
That's
with
where it came from.
But, right,
that's where
that's
it started from.
You know, one of the names that was brought up was Johnny Manziel,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and he sold so many jerseys at A&M.
Yeah.
It was probably once in a lifetime because I
paid
don't
for-
think
he
A&M
paid
will
for
ever
the
have
upper
another player
deck.
like him. Hey, it paid. He
Dude.
closed in the stadium.
He did.
I'm telling you,
He
he
did.
he,
He did.
he brought in a
Why would you
bunch
not
of
want
money.
to watch Johnny football?
But what money did he get from that? That was his name, his jersey, his
Sure.
skill, and what
Sure.
did he get for it?
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
I'm not saying I'm not defending that guy, especially his character, but I think that if you graduate, there should be some sum of money to reward you. If you want to go play in the
If you
NFL,
finish,
hey,
yeah.
go for it. You're bypassing this is go to scholarships,
Yeah.
academic scholarships, or whatever. You go on to NFL because you're saying I'll take that money instead of this one.
Yeah.
But
They didn't ask us.
they didn't, man. But maybe our phones were busy. I don't know, but yeah. So
My
that-
number
it's
is
just-
555.
Yeah, exactly.
Get him online, DJ. Get
It
him online.
depends on where you're at. My
Exactly.
number's 911. But
But the
anyhow,
problem,
Nice.
the problem is for sure that that's like Texas is stacking talent all over the place on DL this year and in cornerback. They got cornerbacks, tons of them, 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah.
They'll play a year and then they'll figure out they're not going to get to play next year, so they're
Right.
going to leave.
Well,
It's like,
Sark
What?
said, if you get in the portal, you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
So
That's
he
what
said, you better-
Deion Sanders said, too.
And I'm sure Nick Saban, I'm sure all the top tier, no, I'm just kidding, not top tier, but
No,
you know,
you're right.
all the big school coaches are saying, if you get in the portal, you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
You know, because that shows your loyalty isn't there. You know, and I do like that.
Yeah.
There has to be some discipline in that aspect.
Especially whenever you tier to the top, you're going to have all those coaches that say that.
But
Well,
here's the picture for me though is that's not just in college, that's across the board in
Yeah.
the world. I mean,
Yeah.
what about loyalty from workers to corporation?
Job.
Yeah.
Loyalty from corporation to workers.
The grass is always greener on the
It's-
other side.
It's all
Until
coming
you
down to
notice
money.
it's fake turf.
Well, yeah.
Well,
man.
that's like I heard a guy talking about the other day on the NIL, and he basically said what it does is it creates subpar players that in their mind are top, that are up there
Echelon, yeah.
For sure.
that decide, well, I'm not going to get any playing time on this team, so I'm going to go to a different team where they don't get any playing time, and
Yeah.
so they just start
They go
hopping
for-
teams.
Then
And
you're not learning anything.
Yeah.
They're getting developed.
Right.
And that's Sark said in an interview, and it's sad, but it's where we're at. He said, I don't want to have disgruntled employees.
Yeah,
He says, NIL is the last thing we talk about.
Mhm.
Because if you sell NIL first, that's all they're going to be focused on. They come in for the wrong reasons, and then you're just going to have disgruntled players. All they're focused on are the money. You know, I think if you are a good
I don't
enough
know
player,
if that's the last thing he talks about. He might have said that, but that's part of recruiting now.
oh yeah.
yeah.
So it's not the last thing. That is one of
I
the
mean,
biggest things. For
I don't know. I'm
recruiting
not
right
there
now,
to tell
but-
you it is. That's just his
Yeah.
word. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
But that's a recruitment tool. So why would
Yeah,
that be the
for
last
sure.
thing?
well, they already,
know what I mean?
The
Like-
players kind of already know it's University of Texas. They have money. You know what I'm saying? So they know they're going to get to the money eventually.
Yeah.
And talk about
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not saying we don't talk about it. He's
Yeah.
just saying I'm selling the university, I'm selling education, I'm selling development, I'm selling
I
all
hope
this
so.
stuff, and then I'm
Man.
selling NIL
I hope so.
to tell. And that's what
That's
he kind
how
of
it
wraps it.
does.
He
That's
wraps
how
it
it
up
does.
with the NIL, saying if you're a good enough player, if you come in and work hard, you're going to make
You're
money.
gonna make some.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope so. I hope
Yeah,
But that's the other thing though. You got to be one of those players that are way up there to get an NIL deal.
not really, man. There's
I mean,
some subpar
Not now.
stuff out there.
You got to be willing to
Not
put yourself
now.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ain't just going to come to you.
Every lineman at Texas makes $50,000 a year.
You know what's crazy though is people that want to get their name out there. All they do is get on Twitter.
Yeah.
and TikTok
That's insane to me.
Instagram, social
Like,
media, man.
That people used to bust their tails in putting tapes together and sending
Oh,
it,
yeah.
mailing it to the university
Huddle.
athletic
Yeah.
departments.
Huddle. It's huddle.
Crazy, man. That is
Oh,
just
huddle.
insane to me.
And now all the analysts that we have from different recruiting companies like On3, 2247, there's like 5 different companies now, and they have all their private analysts that go and they report as well to the colleges.
Man, we need to make our own
So
apps.
what were we watching the other day about the Dallas Cowboys and their
gross.
computer that they had? Who
That was Peyton's Places.
Peyton's Places, yeah.
And
the second
they had in like 1960s, they created this computer to kind of show them draft statistics and who they should draft.
like Moneyball for football.
and kind of like
Yeah.
on a rating scale. And this
That's
was
why
like
they
10 years
got
before.
Jethro Pugh, Harvey Martin,
Yeah.
all those guys
what's
with
Drew
Doomsday
Pearson?
defense.
Drew Pearson?
defense were all made from that computer.
Really?
Roger Staubach.
Oh, I didn't
all
know.
that
I
kind
had
of
no idea
stuff.
about
Yeah,
that.
Gil Brandt, Tex Ram came up with it, and they said, "Let's run these numbers."
Man,
IBM,
that's
it
pretty-
cost them like
that's
$3
pretty-
million.
run the numbers.
but worth it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then everybody has one. Now we got more on our
Oh,
phone.
yeah, you got your phone.
So it's like
Yeah.
crazy.
that's pretty.
We've
That's
come a
different
long
world.
way. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
But now, you get a kid that's like I was talking to Quentin about the Texas high school kids, players, athletes. They're so far developed. Some of them top out first year, second year, and they don't develop past that, and they become like a bust. And you're going, what's up? Because they got these weight rooms, they got these indoor practice facilities, they got these great high school coaches. When these 3 stars that grow up in a small
Potential.
town
Potential.
that don't have all that stuff, they got a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to figure out is now they got to be not just developers of talent, they got to see through the talent to see if this kid's got an upside or if he's topped out, which is kind of hard.
Where's
Oh,
the
yeah.
ceiling?
And that's part of what bit Texas in the rear end a couple times with a couple of guys.
A lot of times the past
bit
2
A&M
years.
last year.
Man, I'm just excited that
I
Texas
mean-
is actually getting out there and recruiting.
Well,
Nationwide.
we're
Yeah,
not
nationwide.
just Texas. We're getting Florida,
Yeah.
Louisiana, California.
Modern day.
I mean, it's like We got IMG and Modern Day, 2 private schools that we're finally getting that we've never gotten before.
Yeah.
It's
Those are
like-
Ohio State kids normally.
But that's what happens when you have a coach that connects well with people.
Michigan kids.
Compared to previous coach that was a jerk to everybody, literally.
Yeah.
And he
yeah,
was
he
rude to everybody, and no one wanted to be under him. I wouldn't want to play. I didn't like him as our coach, So Charlie Strong, he was a good person.
Great guy. Great
Just
guy.
wasn't the right fit
Well,
as being a head coach.
the bad thing
So-
is you can't tell the Peter principle. Ever heard of that? Which is where you get past your level of education.
I don't know.
Stop, Brett. Stop.
You asked me what I'm like. I can assume what somebody
Nah.
means.
It's Saturday.
Simon Peter principle? Simon
Saturday.
Peter? I don't know.
We're recording on Saturday before church on Sunday, and you're bringing up that stuff.
Oh,
Bring
man.
anything.
Yeah. No, come on.
He was just
It's-
thinking it.
The Peter principle
We could all-
is where,
For the
it's where-
listeners, we could all read your face.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, whenever the ball is punted down the field,
No.
and they don't want you to touch it, they call out Peter.
No, the problem is this: is whenever you get pushed past what your knowledge base is, or what your ability is, you get advanced past where you are. And I'm not saying Charlie Strong could not handle a head
I'm that way
coaching
every day.
ability, but there's some people are great offensive coordinators or great defensive coordinators that will never make a head coach,
Oh yeah, no
and
doubt
that's
about that.
okay.
Yeah,
But people got to understand that's okay.
That's probably like 75%.
And don't
of
push
the
yourself
coaches,
in
though.
that position, and don't push other people in that position.
Yep.
And that's not saying that you get comfortable where you are. That's okay. Some people are built for leadership and advanced leadership, and some people aren't, and that's okay too.
and on the flip, you do have people that need to be pushed.
Oh, yeah.
That they're hiding
Sure.
back behind their skills, and
for
you won't
sure.
know, they won't know that
For
until
sure.
they're pushed.
No, I
Yeah.
understand
So
that.
it is a hard, delicate bounce.
It is.
But then you got a lot of people that just want to take advantage of it, and
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
then they fall on their face. Well, hey, I want to talk about another top tier coach, Lane Kiffin, and this is
Oh, boy.
this was just pretty cool, man. He twitted. He got on the
Tweeted.
about a couple of his boys getting baptized because they put their faith and trust in Jesus Christ,
good.
became Christians. I
I thought it was
love
no, that was
man.
Alabama kids.
Was
He
it
was cheering
Alabama kids?
Alabama
I thought it was.
kids.
Oh, I read that wrong.
No,
then.
he was cheering
So
Alabama.
it was Alabama kids.
And he said amen or something to that or
Yes.
something.
They were
that
Alabama
is
kids.
incredible.
And so he's cheering on other team kids.
Yeah,
And it was
For
just
getting
great.
saved.
man. See, that's the stuff I love to hear, man.
Yeah.
I loved it because we're so swallowed up with all the negativity
Oh, yeah.
in life. Man, I just absolutely loved seeing that. And his hair, I don't know if have y'all looked at this guy? Like, there was some pretty funny comments about how he looked. They're like,
He got
this
some,
look like a dad at the end of the day at Disney World because his hair's like all disheveled and like he's at those SEC media days. I can't talk,
ABCD.
but yeah. So it's it's a long, boring day, but he was giving shout outs, man. I
That's
thought
cool.
that was just
oh,
incredible.
yeah.
That's great.
So, but hey, I'm gonna swim in a different direction. I've been watching a lot of these videos about the girls that have competed in swimming, especially for the national championship. And I don't know if y'all know this, but there was a little bit of some heat because there was a man that decided to say he was a woman, and his name was Leah Thomas. Y'all heard this feller here?
No,
Yeah.
his name was not that. He chose that name.
Right. He became Leah Thomas.
Leah
His first
Thomas.
name was Leonard. Just kidding.
And-
I don't know what it
He went from Leonard to Leah.
I have
William.
no idea.
William was
It
his
was-
real name.
That's right, Billy.
I just
He was a
looked it up.
subpar male
Old
swimmer.
Bill.
Willie boy.
Yeah, what did he
Yep.
get? Like 50th in the rank? And it was
For male? No, he was lower
Oh,
than
no,
that.
no.
he-
300 or
50th
something.
50th in his competitions. Like it wasn't like it was
I don't
bad. It was a
know.
bottom feeder.
I know that he was not even competitive in the men's division.
That's why he switched
He
teams.
swapped out. He swapped over to women, and then he won the national championship. Right?
You're gonna catch a lot of flack because
Well-
girls can do anything boys can do.
Hey,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I know.
They can do it, but they're just not strong. They're not as fast.
If there was a battle between men and women over who can put the other in slavery, I would probably take the men 10 out of 10 times, just because of how we are structured differently. It's just not even the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy goes over there to what was it? It was Penn, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
University.
So that makes sense. But these girls are speaking out because not only if they disagreed with this publicly, then they would get shamed and disciplined by their university and had to take all these classes, right? The diversity classes and equality and all this kind of stuff. The women are being told that they can't speak up, oppression, and then that they're also going to get beat down by another man in their own sport, another sign of oppression, in the name of equality. This is just insane. And evidently, this guy didn't even have surgery, so he still had his genitalia. And he was changing in front of these women, and it was forced upon them. And if they said something, there was more disciplinary action. Is that not incredible or what? They talk about the suits that they wear.
Talk about slavery.
Exactly. The suits that they wear, like, it's not just something you should just put on and go to, like Splash Kingdom here or whatever, Incorporated. It like takes, because it's skin tight. It's not aerodynamic, but it is for water, whatever, hydrodynamic. So it takes time. So you're sitting there trying to get dressed, and then you have a guy walk in, and then he gets naked beside you. So I watched a couple of videos and stuff, and there was the girl that came in second to this guy on this one in particular video. Nobody went to him. He got out of the pool and won by like 2 lengths or more. I don't know. Yeah. And then this girl that got second throws her hands up like she just won, right? And then all the girls just crowd her that are in the pool. Yeah. Then people get her out of the pool. All the people that's on the deck come to her and start crowd. And then he just walks away and goes on. So how did he get anything out of that?
Just by number. Just
because they mentioned his name on the media? Yeah. I mean, this is pretty sick, man. This is just so sick. So hopefully there will be something come about these girls. What did you said her name earlier?
Riley Gaines.
Yes. She's very outspoken right now, man. She seems like she's pretty well-grounded and stuff. So I hope that they can gain some traction and that they can take that title away from him and give it to who rightfully deserves it.
You know what? They're just killing women's sports in front of our eyes.
They're putting oppression on women.
All the Title IX stuff that they fought for years and put actually men's sports under, because they have to be, they have to have so many women's sports for men's sports and blah, 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 blah. Again, I'll say this too. WNBA championship going on right now. Is it championship or just a playoff?
It's playoffs.
I have no clue.
What you're referring
That's
to.
The point. That is the point. The point is
exactly.
Why? Because I hear this all the time. Why aren't the WNBA players paid as much as the NBA players? All it takes is a little look across the crowd and send people into seats.
Yep.
Well, you know how much.
And advertisers are going to pay for eyes on the screen.
Exactly.
Bottoms in the seats.
Right.
They're not going to pay just because they feel good about it.
Yeah, they're not going to pay me to be their spokesperson because I don't have a crowd.
We got a little crowd. How many listeners we got, DJ, right?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
So you know how much money they've lost each year?
The WNBA.
A lot.
They don't make money. They
they
lose
lose money.
And they feed off the NBA to fund it.
The NBA funds it.
Yeah.
So they lost
like
last year $12 million. They lost $12 million last year.
I believe it.
So the only reason they're playing,
don't pay anybody anything.
The only reason they're playing is because of the men.
Yeah.
And that's not sexist. It's just true.
Well, I did see that one of the first game that old Brittany Griner came back. She stood for that national anthem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She knew.
What a difference maker.
Which that's another conspiracy.
Oh yeah. We can get to that. We'll get to that here in a little
Well,
bit.
since you're talking about
He's a guy. Juana Man. I've never seen that movie, but I know about it.
you talk about diversity. Have you seen the Rob Schneider clip of him talking about the airlines?
Making copies. No, what?
I don't think
Nobody gets that, do they? Y'all don't get that? Making copies.
So I got this clip. It's like 30 seconds. So this is Rob Schneider. If you haven't known, he has gone against Hollywood and has
Good for him.
He's been pretty much ousted. Adam Sandler is the only reason he keeps a job.
But Adam Sandler is
also against Hollywood.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell.
I think he was listed on that Epstein Island list. He was on that flight log. Go ahead, play your thing.
Daddy,
so
I don't know,
he's got a
Sorry, that was too fast.
So he's got a comedy show like on the Fox Nation, which is a streaming service now apparently that dedicated strictly to Fox. And he's got a little shtick on there. Part of his comedy act is called Welcome Aboard Diversity Air. So it's pretty funny. So I'm gonna play this one. What?
Go play your video for Pete's sake.
Them laughing.
Airlines last month, the CEO, he announced of all the hiring for all the new pilots that are coming up this year, all the hiring for the new pilots, the main focus is going to be diversity. What? Diversity? Not the best pilots you can find? The ones with the most hours of experience? Ones you've done it before? Nope, diversity. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of flying all the time with these white pilots landing safely and on time. Boring.
Yeah, that's from a stand-up. I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him before.
Yeah,
thought that was funny.
Doctors,
Yeah,
same way.
Exactly.
They just did away a couple weeks ago. Was that on our last episode? I can't even remember. I've slept since then. About the Supreme Court striking down affirmative action in these schools.
Yeah, we talked about
We
that.
at least might have talked it in a
Just
pre-show
for a
or
second.
something.
Yeah.
Do you want your doctor just being selected because of the color of their skin?
Yes.
I don't care if
Yes.
they're purple.
Dude,
If they can do it right,
I want the best doctor.
I want the
Yeah.
best
out,
doctor.
man. Well, it's beyond that. Just people that build the chairs that we're sitting in right now. I would kind of like somebody that's good at it.
Yeah.
And so I know
think
that
it'll
it's
fall
not going
through.
to fall down.
It's so
Yeah.
funny too that in America the liberals, the Democrats are for all this affirmative action garbage. You know who had the first black senator? The Republicans.
Republicans.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
Come
and
on, people.
And they're the ones that got rid of slavery too.
Obviously, but
You know,
they,
and I-
they forget that.
Abraham.
I read a story that it's all over the place. There was a company that was hiring, technology IT personnel, and it was this guy that was basically telling his story to the media. Master's degree, graduated,
Okay.
Everybody's tired.
graduated. I think he said MIT, top of it, one of the top technical schools in the nation, and he got basically overlooked for somebody that checked all the boxes.
Not overlooked, overstepped.
Overstepped, yeah.
That's a much better word.
So it was basically this person who was transgender, but they were also black. So,
That's all mixed up.
Like they said that they were, or they were.
according to this guy, he said this is him telling his story. But yeah, so basically he got overstepped
Wow.
because the person
believe it.
behind him.
Happens all the time.
It happens every day.
Oh.
And the worst part about it, I mean, this guy, his credentials were amazing. And he said the person behind him hadn't even graduated college, had like 3 years of IT experience.
Yeah.
And here, I'm going to flip this real quick, okay? Now, I would pray for that transgender person. I hope you see Jesus, you repent, and you
Yes.
find a true hope in life.
Yes.
But if that person, say it was flipped, right? Say if the transgendered
Got sipped over.
Yeah, I would say that if that's the best person to fix my computer,
Fix it.
I want that person to fix my computer.
Absolutely.
I'm not just saying no just because they're
No.
transgendered. I want the best person for the job every time. And
But people don't live like that.
no,
People
Nope.
don't live like
No.
that. They
Nope.
should, but they
No.
don't.
I wish that, like, I remember I've been on several committees and stuff where we hire people or whatever, and they send in pictures and they have the race and stuff. Like, no, you want the best person for the job. You take that stuff away. There shouldn't be on it like a picture. It shouldn't be a race. Nothing. Get
Yep.
the merit. Get the merit.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
absolutely.
You ready for this? Okay.
Hit me with your best shot.
the
Ugh.
bad thing is this, is that back during the summer of upheaval a couple years ago, people were saying that kind of stuff. Let's take off the race off of all the college entrance exams and everything else. I'm going, whoa, y'all don't really want that.
Exactly.
Because in the inner city, these kids can't add.
Right.
Yep.
These kids can't read.
Right.
Who's in control of the inner cities?
The left.
Oh, wait. Oh, what do you mean?
Sorry,
Oh,
iHeart.
you think so? This is exactly why they have affirmative action is
Yep.
because of the destruction of the inner city cultures.
Correct.
It's because of the destruction of the inner city families.
Yes.
And that's exactly the truth of it. And they don't
Yeah.
want to admit the truth of it.
Right.
And who's in control of that? Oh, you mean it's keeping them on
The ticket, the meal tickets.
Exactly.
Who's handing out the bread full of crumbs?
Sad.
So
it's
they'll
so
keep coming
sad.
back?
Because if you want to get ahead in this world, you got to work.
Yep.
If you want to
Yeah.
get ahead in this world,
And you got to work
But
hard.
You better go to school, because if you don't go to school and learn a trade, and I don't care if you go to college, I said school. You can go to welding school, you can go to plumbing school, you can go to electrician school,
Firefighting school.
you can go to firefighting school, you can go to college and get a degree to become a doctor, you can become a dentist, don't become a lawyer. You can do all these other things in life, okay?
Politician school.
But it all takes school and it all takes work, and there is someone you're going to answer to no matter what.
Yep.
And that's the hard truth about it that people don't want to hear today.
Charlie Kirk has, I'm trying to remember what it is. There's 3 things that he says to be successful.
I like Charlie Kirk.
And it's, I think it's graduate from high school.
Yep.
Don't have a kid before you're married.
Yep.
And, man, I can't remember the third thing.
Go to church.
Let's,
Put God first.
I can't remember what the third thing is, but just those 2 alone.
Yeah.
Just those 2 alone, it goes against what that inner city was about.
Let's do it again. Say it again. Let's do it again.
Let me look it up. So it's
Graduate
I think
high school.
graduate high school.
I'll say this, okay? Graduate high school, don't have a kid before you're married, and become a productive member of society.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
By listening
Yeah.
to the church guys.
And how do you do that? You get a great job. You get a
Yeah,
job.
we'll add the 4th one on there.
That's gonna
Listen to the
take care of
church guys.
yourself.
If you have
Yes.
a job, and this, I'll go this far too. They're talking about living wages at McDonald's and whatever else. I don't want my doctor being paid the same amount as someone working at McDonald's.
That's what it says. Get a job. Get a job, graduate, and don't have kids before marriage.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just 3 things.
Productive member of society.
Yes. And that's how to be successful and keep yourself out of poverty.
I don't want a doctor making the same amount of money as a person at McDonald's. Ever.
You know what's crazy is these private ambulance companies that you see drive by. You got people at Buc-ee's making almost twice, if not more, than what they're making on that ambulance.
That's ridiculous.
And they're in charge with lives.
Yeah.
But-
it's pretty bad.
If you don't like that company, go work for a company that does pay.
Yep. That is true that they don't really appreciate loyalty anymore.
No.
Like companies don't appreciate a loyal
Worker.
employee
Exactly.
worker.
Yeah.
So now it's incentivized almost to bounce around between jobs.
Sure
That's
it
why you
is.
see nurses one week they'll be at Mother Francis.
Well, that's
the
why-
at UT Health.
And that's why they have those traveling PRN nurse positions. Those nurses make a lot of money.
Oh, they make stupid during COVID, man. They were getting upwards of $90 to $100 an hour.
Because there's a friend of ours that
Traveling nurses.
his
Crazy.
wife, that's what she does.
They're getting
And-
paid the doctor's salary.
Yeah. Not only that, you get your living expenses paid for, so you get a paid house or
Stipends,
apartment or whatever. You get travel expenses,
Very cool.
food expenses.
Cool.
So
And that's what I'm just saying. Hey, if you don't like where you're at, go somewhere else. They don't
Yeah.
care about you.
Nope.
I'm not trying to be ugly.
Yeah.
This
No,
is what
it's a
it
simple
is.
fact.
Don't try to be loyal to a company that's not going to be loyal to you.
Yeah.
And so it's part of where it is. If you feel like God has you called, I'm called to a certain whatever, I get that. If you're
Yeah.
called to a certain field or whatever, I get that too.
Yeah.
But get somewhere where you make some money.
Yep.
If you don't feel like you're making enough money, otherwise, enjoy what you're doing.
Well, that's what I hope everybody does. They get a job where they enjoy what they're doing. I tell you, my crew that I go to right now, I love going to work. I really do,
Good.
man. I love going. I don't like overworking.
Even third shift that doesn't clean up.
Oh yeah,
Even
Yeah,
for the shift that doesn't clean.
Mr. Cameron, we do clean. I would like you to see.
Is that what it is? But that's that question we got sent in. We got
Yeah, that
third
was
shift
one of
doesn't
them.
clean, right?
That was one of them. Why
Okay, I
does
just
C
want
shift
to
not
make sure that
clean?
he knows that we do pay attention to our questions. Okay?
Yes, we do. We read it. It said, "Why does C
Brett was
shift
just
not
avoiding
clean?
it, so I wanted to
We
bring
just
it up
ignored
for
it.
you, all right? No, I didn't ignore it. I brought it up for him. All right? That's why he likes me the best.
We do clean. We do clean. It's just we don't clean.
You pick up,
if
but you
could
don't
see
clean.
what B shift leaves us, you would be like, man, they are
Oh,
miracle
see,
workers.
This is a typical way too. You're going to blame other shifts.
Absolutely. The question
Okay.
itself blames
They
another
don't
shift.
detail. They clean.
Thank you.
They don't detail.
See, that's exactly right. We don't detail. We clean.
That's
I
required.
watched the show Emergency. I know we don't do nothing all day between fires. Come on.
Oh, I know. Dude, we don't even get fires. Thank God.
It's just like a pastor. He only works on Saturday,
That's
Sundays and
exactly-
Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
That's exactly right. But man,
Y'all don't even watch Emergency. Y'all don't know what that is.
They listen to the
have
church
watched
guys,
Emergency,
baby.
I like.
I used to have that Ken doll. Speaking of Ken dolls.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, man. I had them with the fire hats and everything. They were
Dude,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
Uh-oh.
Back when the $6 million man had his little
Yeah,
doll.
man. Hey, I had
Action-
a Stretch
I'm sorry,
Armstrong.
action figures. They weren't dolls. They were action figures.
Ken doll.
I was fixing to say,
GI Joes and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
bro, I used to have all kinds of
Oh,
GI.
Teenage
yeah.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, bro.
Did y'all have the Stretch
man.
Armstrong?
I did. Yeah,
With
yeah.
the,
Just
the
what I was
clear. I
saying.
had the monster, the clear one.
Oh no, I didn't.
That was pretty rock and roll.
No, I remember getting mine in like a garage sale or something one time, and then I left it outside and Dad ran over it with a lawnmower or something.
Did it?
It didn't last very long.
Did it cut it up or did it tear up the lawnmower?
Oh,
Because those things were solid.
Wrapping around.
Tough,
It
man.
tore
They
up.
were
I was,
tough.
but no,
That was when toys were real, though.
Yeah.
that's true. That's
True.
true. But yeah, not because they're made in. Never mind. I ain't gonna but no, that all got. We went down that rabbit hole just because we were talking about Leah Thomas stuff and, and all
Yeah.
of his stuff. But
Don't. Leonard.
William.
Leonard Thomas.
We're going to call him Leonard.
William
I don't-
Thomas. Sir
Leonard
Yeah.
William Thomas.
Sir William. Sir William.
You don't get to choose your name, just like you don't get to choose your gender.
You don't get to choose your adjectives. You know what I mean? Like you can change your adjectives. Like if you're
Yeah.
more fat and you want to be skinny, that could be changed.
Oh, that's
But
another kettle of
I
fish,
identify as skinny.
Yeah. Okay. We'll call you Leah.
Leo.
Just as much as that
Leo.
don't work, the rest of it, okay?
Wait. I got another one. I also identify as a millionaire.
Oh, okay. Well, write me a check.
Okay. It'll be a rubber one, but you'll get it.
I identify as Hunter Biden. I don't want to pay taxes.
Oh man.
Oh, sorry. I opened up a whole another can of worms.
And you leave illegal substances at the
I
White
love
House.
how
Yeah.
Somebody
That's
said
crazy. It wasn't him, it was his
Trump
mom.
needs to put Hunter Biden as his vice president. That way he can get the automatic bid and all that.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. It was his stepmom, not his mom. That's what I heard. I heard it was somebody else in the Biden family, but not Hunter.
Yeah. Not the.
It's rumor.
Man, there's
They all
Drug-addicted person.
dealing. They all dealing in the family.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, they've talked about that and they listed every single person in the search committees or what, not the search committees, but the investigation committees
They
and stuff.
can't find who did it? Oh, they found it. They just don't want to tell us.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah,
the
they know.
whistleblowers are disappearing.
When you can watch a cop show on TV and they can pull fingerprints off a drug bag, but the FBI can't, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they can.
So just in
They
case
just-
you don't know, that they found it was cocaine
Cocaine,
Correct.
yeah.
in the White House, and they have This is one of the most secured houses
They're blaming it on a tourist.
in the world, and they don't know who brought it in
Oh, they
because
know.
I guess the cameras didn't show it.
Oh,
and
they
no
know.
fingerprints.
Even
Oh,
though
they know.
It was probably a tourist.
yeah, they're blaming it on tour group.
Jeez.
So still, you're not going to go after a tourist? They went after people from January 6th,
Yeah, they
didn't they?
did.
Yeah.
They found them all over the country.
And they
can't
picked-
find
2
it with
years
somebody
later.
in
And you know how
Washington.
they found them? They looked at cameras.
Facial recognition.
Yep. And those guys are still like. I would like to see if Trump does get it. Like, what is he going to try to get those guys released or, you know?
Oh, I'm sure. And he's
will.
gonna probably commute all their sentences
Yeah.
and then probably get them back pay, what you
Yeah.
should do.
Yeah.
I want some back
and
pay.
then
I think
they
you
oughta
should take it out of the people
expunge
who
their
prosecuted
record.
them. Spay.
And then let's just not pay the congressional people that had them
Yeah.
that aren't standing up for them. Just don't
Yeah.
pay Congress and give them all
Yeah.
their money.
Fine
I-
'em.
Hey, every time we go to that debt ceiling stuff where they're raising the debt,
That's a bunch
take
of
it out of their
garbage.
paychecks and we'll see how
It's a bunch
fast
of
that
phooey.
lasts.
Yeah.
Debt ceiling.
Yeah.
Debt ceiling. That make no sense.
Sorry, boy. Yeah, there's no ceiling.
Because he just keeps climbing.
There really is no ceiling.
We're going to scare everybody. We're going to shut down the government. Oh, please shut down the government.
Which
Okay,
is-
please do.
Yeah, shut it
Yes.
down.
That'd be the best
See
thing
what
that happened to America in a long time.
Man. But then they'll be like, well, the VA won't give it. No, you can make it to where you don't get paid.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody else does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just ridiculous. We are hitting down some conspiracy stuff there.
We are.
We don't have near enough time today just to talk about January 6th stuff. But there are a lot of talk how not. So there was undercover people. I'm
Oh,
going to say on
hundreds,
both
hundreds.
on
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides though.
Hundreds.
So the ones that did the bad stuff, they're talking about how they were actually FBI undercovers that were trying to incite the violence
yeah.
and did the violence and stuff. But there was also evidently an operative team that went in and got information from some of the leaders in the House.
I mean,
So-
that guy didn't walk around and pick up Nancy Pelosi's laptop just by accident.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Right.
tell you that straight up.
Yep.
I'm no fool. No, nobody that's a normal citizen is gonna walk in there and pick up her laptop because they
Yeah.
know they're gonna
Oh,
get put
no,
in jail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah.
they're going to jail for that.
So-
They'll find that laptop.
I hope that
Even
that
if it's
comes
Hunter
out.
Biden's, they found his laptop.
Oh yeah, no, they knew that.
They found it.
But
Well-
apparently there's nothing on it.
This isn't the first laptop either, and Hunter's wasn't the first.
Yeah.
That senator or congressman or whatever he was, Weiner.
Uma Abedin. Yeah.
Yes.
Uma Abedin. Yes.
Yes, that was the initial. That was the biggest one.
Anthony.
Yeah,
Anthony.
Anthony
Let's call him
Weiner.
Anthony.
Things got a little hairy whenever you got to his. Real bad.
DJ.
He
said things got hairy.
You gotta cut
I'm
that.
serious.
DJ.
They talked about all the
We
stuff
are
that was on the
Christian.
computer.
we are.
It was terrible.
We are a Christian podcast. You gotta cut
It was
that.
his name. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but you said Harry Wiener.
I
and
did
that
not say
was-
you just did.
No.
I said things became hairy because they found stuff on his laptop. He had such bad stuff on there, man.
Oh my
You
gosh.
gotta cut that.
So on Wiener's laptop, I can't even talk. On Wiener's laptop, they have all that stuff. Oh man.
Oh no, he was. He sexted a lot of people.
No, well, he had that.
He
well,
was sexting people. That's what got him in trouble.
Well, it was beyond that. They
Well,
had
I
that
know
one
that,
file that
Austin.
said
Was it like a minor?
insurance.
Was it
Yeah.
a minor too?
Well, I
or
think
no?
it was multiple stuff. It was multiple things. But that's where they found a bunch of stuff on Hillary Clinton.
Oh, my word.
And that led to the Bidens and all kinds of stuff because he had an icon that
Yeah,
talked
we
about.
definitely got
Call him Anthony W.
No, his name is Wiener. There's nothing wrong with calling a guy by his name.
It's just a funny name.
But Uma Abedin,
Considering what he did,
I know.
it's still funny.
Abedin, just so y'all know, his wife is Uma Abedin, which is Hillary Clinton's right-hand man, literally. But she's the punching.
Yeah.
She's the enforcer.
She was the one that was caught in a video with Hillary as well.
She's the enforcer.
It was like a bad
Is that video where they were sacrificing?
Yes. It was like a satanic ritual.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
Trina Crown.
this-
I've never
That's
seen that
nuts.
video though.
Well, no, I don't think you will. I think that's like the dark web
The
kind of
black
stuff where you're
market
going to
stuff.
find it.
Yeah, you don't go there
No.
because you don't want to.
But so I forgot how many it was. Say there was 12 cops that had investigated this laptop or whatever. They said that like 8 of them has been suicided
Correct.
or have been murdered.
No, but they couldn't take it.
'Cause it was
It was that bad. They could not
Seasoned
take the
vet
stuff.
Cops
Yes.
knew that this was beyond
The
anything
pale.
that they've
beyond
ever
the,
seen.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
And then
That's nuts.
they either killed themselves because it was too much, or
Yeah.
they were suicided.
Yeah,
So-
I think the first because those guys
The
are-
Hillary hit squad got
Man,
him.
I don't know.
No,
Look
no,
at
I
all the
mean,
people that's
no,
associated with Hillary Clinton
No,
that have
I understand
died.
that. I'm not saying that she is beyond that because she
Yeah.
does that. Okay, that's not the question. Vince
right.
Foster, he didn't shoot himself with his offhand by chance.
Yeah.
You know, he
Epstein
do that
didn't
in the
hang
back of the
himself.
head.
Yeah. Well, one of her bodyguards, I
They did
think,
it in my
stabbed
Christmas
himself in the
lights.
chest.
Exactly.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, that's
So-
beside the point. We
Yeah.
got-
Well,
that was a
we
big
went
rabbit
down,
trail
But
there.
anyways, we just went down to the laptop stuff and.
Yeah, because I was going to go for NFL stuff, and we've
Well, we
overshot that.
haven't talked about or heard anything about that laptop. It just
Oh, no.
dissipated.
Oh, yes.
Now we're only focused on Hunter's
right.
laptop, but
Which is
there's
just as
2
bad.
others.
Which is just as bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
and it has all the goods on the, as Dan Bongino says, the Biden crime family. Love it. They are, man. They're the gangsters.
They are straight up.
it's and they obviously are pretty successful.
And the bad thing
Yep.
is our government is so corrupt they don't care.
Yep. Well, speaking of corruption, let's go to the NFL. What's going on with the NFL now? DJ, you said you had some news.
Just a couple things. Biggest thing is the Washington, not Commanders, Redskins have officially been sold.
Well, did you hear what happened?
I heard they had to change their name again because it didn't get approved.
The Commanders didn't-
Yes,
Yeah.
What's wrong with the Commanders?
it
Yeah.
wasn't approved.
What are they commanding of? Why is it racist or what? Or
it
they just didn't like it
I
or
don't know.
what?
I'm just whatever I'm going to do is just making up a story.
Did they
But-
know what happened?
it didn't get approved. So they're the nameless Washington team again.
Yep.
Well, that
Washington
fits
football team.
because the Congress isn't Congress anymore either.
Yeah.
Because did you hear about the Bureau of Land Management? Circling
What?
back again.
No, hit it.
The Bureau of Land Management this week is going against Congress. They're just now rejecting oil rigs on public lands, period. They're also shutting down public hunting on public lands,
Wow.
period, without any kind of congressional order,
Wow.
laws, anything.
Dictator.
They're just doing it. Wait, we got to wake up, people.
Yeah.
We have a constitution that says who makes the laws, and the Bureau of Land Management does not make the laws.
Yep.
The Congress makes the laws because they're elected by us.
Bureau,
They're
though.
accountable to us.
Right. You know, there's these group called auditors out there. Have you ever heard of them that like go around with their cameras and stuff to public places?
Mm.
So really, they kind of do it, I think, to kind of pick a fight.
Sure.
Go in there.
Yeah.
But there are some people that are doing it to try to raise awareness
Mhm.
and to teach. I think it's more of like education. I don't know. It just seems that way.
Sure.
So I guess in Florida, you can't have a weapon on you unless you're going to hunt or fish or camp. Those are the only 3 times that you can have a weapon on you. And it's like, okay.
Like what, without a
well, see, this
license.
guy has a license.
That's not
so
true.
I don't know
because they have
exactly.
reciprocity with Texas, so that's not true.
Well, so I guess that's maybe it is. We'll just say it's open carry, just for that. But you can't have a weapon on you unless you're doing that, right? So this guy is going fishing all the time. He's taking like fishing poles with him, and he has his AR swung on his shoulder. He's very cooperative with police, but every time they're like, "You're going to jail," they're like, "Whoa, ease up, dude. Like, I will take this off my shoulder. You can hold it. It's fine. But I'm letting you know you're going against my constitutional rights right now." And so it's pretty neat to see that kind of stuff, that there's people out there that are teaching others about Constitution, but I'm not about the pick and the fight.
Right? No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I like.
And
I
for
don't like
me,
that.
I just tell you right now, I'm not for open carry anywhere, any place, any while. If you want to carry concealed, that's fine. But open carry, especially if you're a smart person, if a bad guy comes in and he sees you open carrying a gun, who's going to get shot first?
Well, yeah, you're just playing with your cards pulled out. But I'm okay with open carry.
I mean,
I'd rather see a whole bunch of cowboys with their freaking.
Yeah, but that's just a
guns on their
bravado
hip.
thing. It's a bravado thing, and that could lead to all kinds of garbage. And it doesn't. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it does. In Texas, we've had license to carry for how many years now?
Yeah,
A long
And our
time.
crime rate is lowest around.
right. Yeah,
Because nobody knows who's got one.
yeah.
Yep.
And when they did open carry, that's okay too. But it's just a Bubba thing, a bravado thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm okay with it, but I would never do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like playing with my card. I stink at any game that I play at. But I'm never going to play a card game with my cards facing
Right.
away from me,
Right.
and that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, to say this, let me reframe this again. I said that the crime rate's gone down. It has, but then you've got the shooting in, where was that? The mass shooting?
Allen?
No, the school.
Oh, the
outside
school?
San Antonio.
Uvalde?
Oh,
Uvalde. These people pick these places because they're gun-free zones.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's like why would you go somewhere where there are guns when you can go somewhere and shoot people where there
Right.
aren't guns? Guns
And
are
I'm
illegal.
all
So-
for arming teachers.
Well,
the right
let's
one. The right
let's
ones.
get there. But that kind of goes back to being an open carry. Would they do that in, say, Fort Worth stockyards when they got a bunch of
No,
cowboys with their guns hanging out?
well,
Because that could be a deterrent.
they're not going to go there because the Cowboys have them in their boots.
Well, a lot of them have them on their hips too.
Yeah.
So that could be a deterrent. Now that they're setting themselves up to be the first target,
Right.
There's no
Now,
argument.
if they want
It's
to,
just
that's
like
cool.
a school security guard, like you're saying. That's going to be the first
If
target.
they want to, I'm not against it, but it's like, you better think twice.
Yeah. Oh no, there's no argument there. But yeah, it is just kind of crazy that we have the Constitution and it is just attacked every single day.
Oh, but
no,
don't
you
you
got to
know-
wear a musket.
Don't you know? I was just going to say the same thing.
Well-
Don't you know that only meant for muskets
Yes.
and those kind of things? What,
Yeah.
what was a musket in the
Yeah.
1700s?
Yes.
It was the AR.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a
Dope heads?
military weapon.
Dope heads.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, and to bring
exactly.
this like full circle, that I don't know if y'all have seen it, but that country singer Jason Aldean's being crucified for
Oh,
the
that-
song
oh,
he
yeah.
put out.
I saw
And-
that.
I watched the
That's a good-
video
that's
for
a
that
good-
song,
It's a good video.
Great song.
and he basically it's coming out as like a what they put
They're
label
saying
it
it's
as.
racist.
It's
but
a
not racist.
it's a pro lynch song. It's a
yeah.
pro lynch album or anthem is what they're calling it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I watched the video. I was like, I'm curious. There's nothing like, and he went out on
There's no racism in it
Yeah,
at
there's
all.
nothing.
No.
And so he went to Twitter and he was like, because it pulls like news clips of
Rioters.
rioters,
Yeah.
people spitting in cops' faces, cussing them out,
Yeah.
and he was like, everything that's in there was pulled from actual news media, and basically he grew up in a small town.
Here's the question for you. Do these riots take place in a small town?
Nope. And that's what that's the song's about. Try it in a small town.
If you're gonna get along, if you live in a small town, you know your policeman.
Oh yeah.
And if you know your policeman, you're probably gonna be able to live with them.
Yeah, exactly.
They're probably gonna not cut you slack. They're gonna
Yeah.
respect you.
Yeah.
You're gonna respect them.
Chief.
yeah, absolutely.
You're not gonna spit in somebody's face.
No.
You're taught to respect people.
Unless
This is
you're
not-
on the other side of them.
This
Yeah.
is not a race
Yeah.
thing.
It
Is a culture thing.
That's
Yeah.
100%.
Are there white people that are in the riots that are going in-
Antifa?
Oh, no
Looter
doubt.
that are
Yeah.
looters?
Antifa? Oh yeah. Goodness
looters?
gracious.
I want to tell you something.
George
now.
Soros has paid a bunch of them.
Those white people that are looters are just as bad as any other color people that are looters.
Yes, like you said, it's a culture
It's a
problem. It's not a
cultural
skin, it's a
issue.
sin. That's what it is.
Well, and that's what part of what he talked about his song is he grew up in a small town where, kind of like Edgewood, the neighbors take care of each other. It didn't matter what
My
color
neighbors
you were.
for sure.
And he showed a news clip on there where it was a farmer that had a heart attack or some kind of sickness, and he was confined to a wheelchair, but it was during harvest season. So all of his neighbors pulled together and came and ran his harvest for him so that he could make money while he was,
That's awesome.
down. And he was like, that's the essence of a song. In a small town, everybody knows everybody. Everybody takes care of everybody. You're not going to pull some kind of crap like the riots and stuff like that in a small town because you're going to get stood up against.
But what is the essence of looting? What is the essence of our society, especially in big society? It's all about selfishness.
Entitlement.
It's all about me.
Entitlement.
Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So now you got these places like Minnesota where the riots did happen. And what happened to CVS? Oh, they ain't going to rebuild.
No.
What happened to the grocery store?
They're
They
not
ain't
going to rebuild either.
Yeah.
So now these neighbors don't have these. Well, wait, hold on. Y'all done burned these down and y'all looted them out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
now they're not coming back. So I'm sorry. I don't have any sympathy for that because y'all took away your opportunities.
Yep.
It's gonna,
So,
it's gonna be a ghost town.
The issue is a cultural issue in America.
Yes.
And those people in the government that are for that are trying to push individualism and tribalism because they don't want real community. They don't want real community.
Yep.
They want us separated.
So there is a particular coffee company that has a picture of a goddess on it that's pretty popular.
Oh yeah.
That they had a store
The
in
overpriced one?
California. Which one? And they had a group, like I think it was a group of black kids that were trying to come in, and they had a policy: you can't use the restroom unless you're a customer.
Right.
So the on-duty manager was also a black female, and she said, "No, you cannot do that."
Because you're just sitting here hanging out.
So this guy at awareness, Starbucks fired the off-duty manager that wasn't even on site because she was white. She just got a settlement for $25 million.
There you go.
Nice.
You know why they fired her? Because of all the stuff in the limelight right now. She had nothing to do with this incident.
No.
And then Starbucks comes back and says, well, let's change our policy. They have been overrun that they're shutting down that site because now there's needles and vandalism going on inside of their own store.
Yep.
Are you serious? Look at the chain of reactions
Yep.
that happened because of this one boneheaded thing.
Well, look at San Francisco. The city of
I
San
don't want to.
Francisco.
It's
You still talking about
disgusting.
last
It's
time?
disgusting.
We
yeah.
talked about
Yeah, I
last
don't
time the
look at
poop alerts on the phones and all that stuff.
Yes.
Because that's what happens when it's all about me and it's not about
Yep.
community.
Oh, no doubt. But hey, that video, music video or the song, I don't know if it's still trending, but it was number one.
It is.
on
Oh, it's-
iHeartSale.
yeah.
It still is. It's way
Bro,
down.
it's number one across everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's going to stay there
it
for a while.
backfires against everybody.
Yeah.
They don't understand it
They don't.
backfires.
It's
Every
actually a
time.
pretty good song.
It is a good song.
Well, and on top of that, I'm getting goosebumps because I'm loving this. Is the last 8 Disney movies have kind of flopped.
yeah.
You know, one that's not flopping right now, that Sound of Freedom.
Oh yeah.
I went and watched it the other day. Great, man.
They say by the
great.
time it's run its course, it's going to be grossing in the billions.
Let me tell you how awesome this movie is. Okay, there is one cuss word in it, and it wasn't really necessary, but there's one cuss word in the whole movie, right? And it's weird because Jim Caviezel's the one that's in it, and he says it, and it's like, man, that guy played Jesus. But anyway,
Jesus wouldn't say that.
Jesus wouldn't say that at all, sir.
it's a great movie based on a true story.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got real footage in it too. At the end of this movie, they have a link to their website to where you can either purchase and pay it forward for people, or
Like,
if you
yeah.
don't have the financial way to go to the movie, you can go to the website and get free movie tickets.
Yep.
Wow.
Unbelievable. They're not in it to make money.
No.
They're in it to spread the
Awareness.
word.
Yep,
And Mel
awareness.
Gibson just came out. Remember last time I said that Mel Gibson's coming out? He was the guy that came in. He's not even credited for editing it. He came in. He said, "I just want to be a part of this."
Wow.
So he was one of the producers or whatever, executive producer, whatever it was. He came back over it just to make sure. And man, great movie. I'm telling you, great.
Man, that's
movie.
crazy. If they're giving away tickets and
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie is still projected to gross in the
Yes.
billions.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. On top of the theaters trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
Talk about conspiracies. That happened to me.
It's kind of like it's like a
AMC?
Trojan.
Happened
You
to me
experienced it?
at in Terrell.
Show your story.
Yes.
And-
so
and,
I go there to buy the tickets.
Film Alley?
Yes.
Whoa.
I go there to buy the tickets, and there's like some single seats. I'm going to say I think there was 3, maybe 4 single seats left. So I go up to buy, and somebody came up beside me on another machine, and it went away. I'm like, huh, okay. But I try to every seat that I clicked on that was open. It said, sorry, it's
Already full.
Yeah, it's sold out.
Wow.
It's sold out. I'm like, okay. So I went and talked to the manager, and I'm like, hey man, like I see that there's open. I see right now there's open seats right here. And he's like, yeah, but there's none together. I'm like, I'm by myself. Like I don't need.
I don't need any another
like,
one.
I want to see this movie. And he was like, yeah, but usually we sell them together. I'm like, congrats, you want to sell it together, dude? Like it's. And he was saying, well, it's sold out. I'm like, I just want
Together
one seat.
for who?
Yeah, I just,
Me, myself,
I didn't
and I?
understand. So this is when I was like, I'm just gonna go watch that movie. But he had to override the machine. Gave me my ticket. I went into the theater.
No one was
there
there.
was 20 plus open seats inside.
Wow.
There was 2 to 3 open rows.
So what
That
the
was
deal
in
is?
there.
People are going in there in the free thing and logging them, but not going.
No, because they assign you a ticket.
Yeah, they sign you a ticket.
They assign you a ticket or a not a coupon, but kind of like a coupon that you present to the movie, and they purchase it that way.
But that's what I'm saying. People are doing it, but not going, and they're wasting their money. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
That you give them the ticket to purchase the ticket.
Yeah.
So they give you a voucher.
It's
a voucher.
it's a voucher.
Yeah, it's a voucher.
It's a voucher.
And then they place
so it's
your
not
seats.
bought. This theater's not bought
So
out.
it's open seats.
They only
Oh.
buy the ticket when you need it.
And you've heard of stuff that the air conditioner don't
Oh,
work,
yeah.
Yes.
the movie don't work, the lights don't go
No,
The
off.
projector
Audio.
going off.
It's all
Yes.
kinds of crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
That happened in Terrell, man. Unbelievable. But I'm telling you, it was at the very end. It's got.
So did you drag that? Did you drag? You should have gone back and got the manager and go, look, look at all these people.
I told the people inside. I was like, hey, you want to pass this? Because that's a pretty cool place. I've never been to a place
it's
where you
awesome.
order
Oh,
your
it's great.
popcorn
Oh, it's
and stuff
awesome.
in your
That's a good place.
and recline. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's the best. You can't
But-
go to a regular movie
No,
theater.
no,
now.
no.
It's
Don't
over.
go to a reclining
You know-
theater after you have a big dinner, though.
Well, it's
It's
pretty
over.
cheap too.
But
Like
if you go before, it's $7. If you go before,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
$6-7.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
I think it was 7 something.
We
You're
saw
right.
Indiana Jones, a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But that's actually like flop for whatever. I like Indiana
Comparison-
Jones.
It's flopped because Disney's tied to it.
it's
Disney-
flopped also because it's a generational thing.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
No
and the
one directed-
last one was garbage.
The Crystal Skull one,
I
yeah, that
didn't-
was
it not
terrible.
good. I wasn't a fan of that.
That was the bad one.
But anyways,
This one wasn't bad.
it has already hit like over 100 million for Sound of Freedom.
Wow.
And it's still trending upwards, like you said.
great.
So I think the only one that's beating it right now is the new Mission Impossible. Is that
Yeah.
it? So
Have you, speaking of Disney movie, have you heard about the Snow White leak that came out? So, yeah, Disney's doing a live action Snow White film. And
They couldn't
There's-
call them dwarfs, could they?
no, that's the thing is people, like there's small people, little people that are upset because they didn't actually use real dwarves.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
And they should be.
Yeah.
You can't please every community, can
Well,
you?
I heard, I don't know, I never did my research into it, but I heard the Little Mermaid was formed in like Sweden, and it was like a Swedish fairy tale kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that she looks like the original Swedish fairy tale. They just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. Like people are like, it's so good.
Yeah,
I ain't.
Or the
Oh, you
bar-
mean the live action mermaid?
Yeah.
The new one just came out. It was a big deal because they were like,
Yeah.
we have our first black Ariel with red hair. And I'm like,
Sorry.
It's-
I was
okay.
laughing. That don't work. That don't work.
no,
Yeah.
And so now you got
it's
the,
a fish. I don't care.
But
But you're taking away from the
fish.
original story. You
Yeah.
know?
It is
Like,
a fish.
But now you got the woke Barbie
see,
movie
that's
that's
a-
out now too.
Yeah, that's bad.
oh, the Barbie movie?
Yeah.
It's PG-13 and people taking 5 and 6-year-old girls in to see this. And,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
but hey, I did hear another thing to go off of like the same thing with people kind of waking up and taking a stand. Not that I'm a big deal on this, but I just think it's funny. Costco now says that they're not going to carry that adult beverage Bud Light anymore.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's Costco.
That's a
man.
big hit.
Wow.
Costco. So
Why not?
because of all the stuff around.
They're going to
it.
be losing money.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the
They don't
Devin
want they
Mulvaney
don't
thing.
want the
They
because
had-
they don't want the excess stock
Yes.
for people not
Yeah,
buying.
yeah,
it.
That's
they're gonna
exactly
have
right.
all this-
so they
yeah.
gave out a discount at almost cost, and people still weren't getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read an article. There was a like
Incredible.
some big bar in New York was basically giving away Bud Light because they had like $30,000 worth of stock that was fixing to go out of date, and they ended up having to throw it all away.
So you mean they actually made a business decision?
Yes.
Yes.
And, which is crazy because Garth Brooks was like, well, I'm going to have
Yeah,
Bud Light
exactly.
or whatever. Well, now he's taking a big hit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Did you see Charles Barkley too?
Charles Barkley.
because
He
it
came
doesn't.
out.
These people don't understand. It is a business decision. Charles
Yep.
Barkley, stupid. He was.
Did you see what he said?
I didn't.
He was like,
Hey, sports related. We're
he
back
was
on sports.
You're all,
Yay.
He used some choice words.
Yeah.
Stupid rednecks.
Oh.
I said,
Oh, go figure.
bless the
I hate Charles Barkley,
transgenders,
though.
bless the homosexuals.
Bless them by who?
And guess what? You need to drink Blood Light, you rednecks, and something.
go for
And
it.
So
he was
tell me
And he
this.
said, you can cancel me. I don't care. I'll be playing golf every day.
He's already been
Alright.
canceled.
I'm not equating this with the N word, but that's just as much a slur. If we're talking slurs,
Yeah, absolutely.
calling
Could be.
somebody a redneck. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a
well, there's
lot-
a double standard.
A slur
out
is
there.
a slur is a
Right,
slur. And so
exactly.
come on, people.
Yeah, especially
get-
if it's an attack.
If you want to, I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I don't never use that word ever,
Mm-hmm.
because it's wrong.
Absolutely it is.
And I'm going.
like other
So
words.
why are other words okay? Why can you do it and not other people?
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not what it's about. But that's where this country is right now.
Oh
Unfortunately.
yeah, it's just
Well,
a
they're
double standard.
not-
Hypocrisy.
No,
So
non-Christian people. That's what
Mhm.
you're gonna get.
yeah.
Crazy.
Unsafe people are gonna act like unsafe people.
Oh yeah.
Well, and that's why I was just so super excited to see that stuff like Lincoln Kiffin wrote. You know,
Yeah.
it's uplifting because we live in such a
finally.
negative society that just
Yeah.
is just all out against Christianity. I mean, we have attacks within our own churches. That's why we have rainbow flags hung up in churches. That is disgusting. And man, I watched a video. There was a guy in like, I don't know, like 60s or something like that, and he was just talking. He had like 7 points, and he said, "This is what Americans going to become," and he hit every single point.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, in the 60s, it was really bad too.
Oh, it was
You know,
bad.
so
Those
I'm
are-
sure
the
he hit it
drug
that
culture
year.
started it, and then the free love in the 70s, and in
Right.
the 80s was just the 80s. And,
Yeah, I mean, the churches will attack themselves within. So,
Yeah.
and that's what's happened. That's what's happened. And whenever we read about the great, what is it at the end of times?
The fall?
Tribulation.
The
The great,
fall,
the
or-
great
Tribulation.
Fall. No. Whenever the Christians fall away.
Yeah, falling away.
Yeah,
great falling away.
That no duh. Like like this makes no total sense right
We're
now.
already
it
here,
does.
Because
almost.
people say that they're Christians all the time, but yet they're like, yeah, you can go abort that baby. You don't need it. Man, there was a lady that said, I forgot what the name of the guys called. It's called abolitionist. So they're not pro-life. They're abolitionists. They want to abolish
Even
it.
more.
They
right.
call it murder, and that's what it is.
Right.
So I watch a lot of their videos and stuff. And this lady came up. She had body parts all over her dress, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like baby body
Yeah,
parts. Not.
yeah.
I mean, it's just just
Too much. It's too
unreal.
much.
But then you have these Christians like, I'm a Christian, and I say that is their body. Okay, whose body is it? The body inside the body. So this lady's got 4 arms, like 2 brains. No, it just doesn't even make sense. Like what they're arguing, but they are sitting here saying that they are Christians. It's sick. It's disgusting. And those are the people that say, yeah, well, the Bible isn't entirely right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but
I can do you one better. Stephanie showed me a video, and I wasn't going to play it because it's just disgusting. But it's a transgender person that is talking about getting basically a uterus implanted in them. It's a
guy going to a girl.
a guy going to a girl,
Transitioning to a girl.
going to get the surgery to take away the male parts and get a uterus implanted, and then proceed to go on and do whatever they want to do just so they can have an abortion. And they want to
Just
be
so
the
they can have abortion.
they want to be the first
There you
transgender to
go.
have
I was
a
gonna
uterus.
say, I still think it's physically impossible. They haven't done
I
that yet.
don't
Yeah.
think it's going to work.
I was just like,
And by the way,
that is
to all
twisted
those-
and disgusting.
to all those people out there in the world, guys do not menstruate. Sorry.
Yeah,
Cannot, will not, do not.
Some guys act like it. But
I know a few.
They're
I-
just moody.
for our that conspiracy corner part of it. Man, I sent y'all that. Did y'all see where they had the skin suits that people can buy
Yeah,
and put their brain synapses or whatever?
Yeah, that
recorded
was-
to a disc.
that was crazy.
That's insane.
That's what you sent.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's
That I went
weird.
ha ha too.
yeah. You put
I don't know.
ha.
I
So-
thought that was a Ken, I didn't watch it. I thought it was a Ken doll thing.
No,
No.
it's
So because we were
it's.
talking about the Ken doll.
So it's like it's. A
I mean, it
skin
basically is a Ken doll. But
But a lot of people, you know how they're growing this stuff is because they are growing things is because they're getting fetal tissue from abortionists.
Yeah.
they're getting these babies. Some aren't even being murdered because now they have the up to 28 days post birth abortions where they're going to take care of the baby and dispose of themselves. No, they're taking it and they're selling the body parts, human living body parts.
That's disgusting.
So this is it's actually a skin suit. It's weird, man.
Yeah, I watched that video last night. It's weird.
That's
So-
a little crazy.
Audio on the video. That's why I also didn't watch it.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, the guy
It
was
wasn't her.
talking.
No, there is some, but anyways,
Yeah.
it's strange, man.
Wow.
But go figure that this is a world that we live in. And they said that once you get to a point where you don't like your skin suit, you just come back, trade it in. Like if you get hurt, you break bones because the bones are real tissue. It's real organic tissue. You just bring it on back. We'll get you another one.
Okay.
So
And you can be whatever you want to be.
isn't that something? Oh, it's disgusting.
So as we turn the corner to Conspiracy Corner,
We've been unturned.
I know, right?
Where you been?
Not here, apparently.
We're on turn 4 right now. Turn
We have
four.
a couple of questions that we have not answered in the last couple episodes from your buddy Cameron.
Come on with it, Cameron.
So his first question is about the Wagner Group.
Yeah, and
Um,
they've it's been a while ago now. Too,
Yeah.
So it's kind of subsided.
So $6.2 billion goes missing from the White House. Next day, there's civil war in Russia. Where's the money? Who's Wagner? And why the civil war?
All right, so
So basically, it's 3 questions in one.
yeah, you got to take it one at a time. So the Wagner Group has since gave back up to Putin.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything anymore, but they were just kind of like it was a contract group. Is all it
Mercenary.
was. It was a group of mercenaries that Putin has been using. We do the same thing in America.
Sure.
But it
Black
just kind of
Ops.
gained some attention because evidently the Wagner Group said, we're not going to do what you want, Putin. But obviously they were
Yeah.
because they went back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think this is another way for the media to distract us. I can't say
Yes,
the
you're
word.
right.
Distract.
Distract.
Because of some other stuff going on.
Correct.
Because what was missing? Oh, we wrote you a check for $6 billion too much. Are you kidding?
No.
How does that possible? If we were to write a check for $25 more than what we had in our bank account, what's going to happen to us? We're getting in big time trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Like
the
this is
government.
ridiculous.
Yes, they pay
No.
Ukraine all that money, and then Biden gets the kickbacks.
Exactly.
It's not that hard to
Absolutely.
figure out.
It was exposed for that digital currency not too long ago, where it came back around through the digital currency where they invested in. It just came back around. It's
big guy.
ridiculous, and it's going to keep going. It's going to keep happening. It's happening right now.
Yep.
Whenever we have soldiers in the Middle East, they get allotted so much cash money, and they just give it out. They just pour it out. Just pour it out into those
Yep.
countries. It's disgusting, and that's just what we know about. We don't know what we don't know about.
Yep.
Wait,
But-
what?
Do you know it?
You don't know what you don't know.
I don't know.
What
So
was the other part? I don't remember.
where's the money? Who's Wagner? And why the Civil War?
Oh,
So you
I
covered.
think-
Distractions.
You hit all 3 points right there.
The Civil War is just. I think it's a load of baloney. It's just another way that.
I think it was
they can
Putin,
invest
Putin for a
money.
way to realign himself, if you will.
See,
'Cause he's looking for more power at home. People are getting tired of the war, and so he's looking
Yeah.
to way to go. Oh,
Yeah.
they're coming after us if we don't get it right.
yeah,
So-
that could. There's a lot of conspiracies in it. Like, Putin actually said they're going after the Nazis. Well, there's a ton of biolabs over there in Ukraine,
Oh yeah,
and bad.
we
bad ones.
fund them.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
fund them. And I know that Lindsey Graham, he wanted to go to war with Ukraine since 2013, 2014. I'm sorry, Russia, and protect Ukraine. He has assets in Ukraine,
Sure.
and he's been wanting to.
Glenn Beck has a huge deal on the Biden family and how that they got the kickbacks from Ukraine and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole special
Yes.
from several years ago, even
Oh,
before
yeah.
it all blew up.
Yeah,
And going, this is where it said, this is what's happening.
but I've always said if like Nancy Pelosi's for it,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be against it.
That's a
like-
good rule of thumb.
If
The only thing I wouldn't be against is if she said everybody has to say the Pledge of Allegiance or something like that.
oh yeah, well yeah, but that's also
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
You gotta have
that's-
some kind of
that's-
common sense. But
yeah.
this stuff, like,
Yeah.
you got some of these other high end, like what I would call rhinos,
Yeah,
that are like, yeah, we've got it fun. Well, why?
right.
No.
Give me
I-
a reason.
I remember seeing a video of this guy that was recording. We don't tape anymore. The live TV shot on the news of Kyiv. He pans outside and you see Kyiv Square or whatever, right? Nothing is the same. On TV, it's like smoking. There's disarray. People's panicking. He goes, I said, people are like walking around buying stuff. I've never known a president's wife, the first lady, to go into a war-torn country having raging war. And she's just like, hey, guys, what's going on? Like, I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
You've seen so many politicians go over to this place. It is a total line of lies.
Yep.
It's all the distraction. Another question you asked was an airplane crash over.
The plane
DC.
crashed over D.C. He said the plane went straight to cruising altitude, unchecked by the tower. Fighter pilots flew 10 feet from the plane cockpit and noted there was no frosting, which means the cabin was still pressurized. Who was on the plane, and were they murdered?
Yeah, man, I have. So there's not a lot of information out there. Whenever I looked it up while ago, it said that they actually went higher than cruising altitude. And that it was a private business jet. It's hard to see all that stuff, but you don't hear about it because why? It was covered up by all this other stuff that we were sitting here listening to. But yeah, man, I had to look up and see it. I did see that whenever it did crash, it left a debris field over 150 yards, which is more than the airplane that crashed in Pennsylvania for 9/11. So, which is kind of interesting. Dun dun dun. But it's just one of those things that you're not going to hear about because if it was out in another country that was flying a jet over here, because the fighter jets in response went supersonic and had a boom in that area that whenever they responded to it. It's just kind of crazy that they wouldn't have already tried to intercept that airplane before it got over DC. But yeah, that's all I got for that. It's just there's not information out there for it. But.
Yeah, the only thing I see is it says an unresponsive business jet flew off course over the nation's capital, plunged in a near vertical descent into a Virginia mountain.
Right.
At high velocity before bursting into flames.
And there was how many yards of debris?
150. It said over 150.
Oh, wow, okay, so imagine that.
Yep. But anyway, hey, that's all I got for the day, though. Y'all got anything else on that?
I don't.
Yeah.
That was pretty much all the questions we got.
Yeah. Well, man, we hit everything, I think, today.
Good.
We did.
It was a good time. We had a lot of catching up. We went long. But hey, thank y'all so much for listening. Reach out to somebody. Just let them know, hey, God's truth is real. Let's get back to it. Find a church you need to get into that believes in the Bible and preaches the Bible. Reach out to a friend. Always send us some questions if you have anything that you want us to discuss, or if you just want us to write you back privately, we can do that as well.
Absolutely.
But, thank y'all for your support if you are still there.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, we'll catch you on next time. And yeah, thanks again. Bye.
And we are so happy you have been listening to us over the past episodes. We got another one coming out, the first one in August 13th. We hope you're ready to listen. We're going to be talking about the start of college football. We got some week 0 games. Most importantly, we got Notre Dame and Navy coming up. We're going to be talking about that and many other games. We're talking about A&M and if their future is bright or not. Texas, if their future is bright or not, and things of that nature. We'll be talking about NFL. Go Cowboys. The Cheeseheads are not going to do good this year. We're going to be talking about all kinds of crazy things. You know, we got Brett on here with the Conspiracy Corner. We got Pastor Craig with some biblical topics. It's about to go down. Be ready to listen to the church guy.